That's why I have an undercut, because I have so much freaking hair. I get so hot, and I'm a hothead. I'm a hothead, and my body reacts, and then my mouth follows suit quickly. So I have to stay cool. I am the OG autistic. They said I was autistic in freaking 1986 when I went to CVI. I had all these tests done. They were hours and hours and hours. They always tested it, and then we moved around a lot, so I would get tested. I ended up in the back rooms on those Scantron with those boop boop boop. I remember these machines with the weird buttons, and they would ask me a question, and they would be like elementary pictures of like a house and a cat, and it was just always like, guess what I'm thinking. It was always stuff like that. It was always psychic, seeing who the psychic kids were so they could program them and get them to do their bidding. I mean, it's all over TikTok. I mean, people are talking about gate. See, I was too high strung, so they put me in the lower class. But they got my brother because he was willing to cooperate and go along with whatever the bidding of the I mean, I was a people pleaser, but he would cheat and stuff. He's a Virgo. I'm an Aries. We're not the same. So they got him. He's very successful in his position as the assistant chief to the chief counsel of the Office of Parole for the state of California. Because that's what you get being in the Freemason family, being in the Hessex. Just my dad worked for the state. He got fired. He got kicked out because his ego got him fired. Because he freaking did something. He didn't tell me the whole truth. I remember he told me bits and pieces, but he omitted a lot. Because he didn't want me to know. Because he always does that. He wants everybody thinks he's the great guy, but he's not the great guy. The guy that rolls 50-gallon barrels down the hill into the interstate in a Tascadero. That's not what good people. I mean, and like a history of this behavior and neglect and all this stuff, that don't make great guys. And I'm really tired of people protecting their kin, because their loyalty is based on an idea. That's silly to me. Anyway, I found some cool stuff out today. Come on over, girl. You want to come past? Come on, prettiness. Come on. You want to get in the chair? You want to go up the hill? Oh no, is Tucker outside? Did I let him out and forget? Oh no, he's in here guarding the bowl. Good boy, Tuck. You okay? You go potty? Okay. Alright, I'll leave him to that for a few minutes. Okay. It's so nice to be able to just let him out and walk around. 4 years, I took 4 dogs out on the leash 3-4 times a day. For walks. And it's just, that's cool that I can open the door and let them out. That's so cool. Oh, so cool. Oh, so cool. So I did find out some cool stuff today. Because I've been in my chart. Mom had my first astrology chart done when I was born. And I remember it opened up. It was in San Luis Obispo. And it was in an old house. And all the woman there, like, had all these trinkets. Like glass. Like, she was a hippie woman. And you guys laid out my chart.
Oh, that's nice.
Because you had it was all on this huge, ginormous table, and it was my birth chart in pencil, and this woman did it. They wouldn't even let me touch it. I was like, that's me? Me? You know? Sacred geometry. We all have our own angles, so to speak. Anyway. So, well, I'll look at stuff. Because things change, because perceptions change. I know a lot of people have read the same book, but every time they read it, they get different things out of it. They see it it's because they're the perceiver. Yeah. Because they create the reality in which they're having in the book. I started reading in the Bible tonight. That's going to be fun for me. I'm already, what the fuck? I'm only into Genesis 2. I'm like, really? I said, so here it's gods are plural, us. But here it's one. I'm like, what about the other gods that people are freaking paying homage to when we're bombing people in freaking places we don't belong? When they're Isis and Ra and El, men strong, powerful, dominate, control, blah, blah, blah. It's a story. God, it's gone on. It's the story of ages. And now we're at the end of one age. And we're starting a new age, which is kind of funny, because when I was in the Air Force, that was actually my job title. I was an Age Ranger.
Age Ranger. That's good.
They called us Age Rangers, our macho fucking creed, our tag of fucking pride or whatever it was. There's no air power without ground power. You ain't getting those fucking planes off the ground without us bitches, So, it's funny. And then the last year I was the Toto. The production support Toto. The technical order distribution officer. Because for every maintenance action, there is an instruction that you have to follow. And there is a library of books that you put out. And you have to have it within your proximity of doing this maintenance action. The military is fucking hilarious. Because it's all about accountability. See? Yet it's run by men that are the least accountable men on the planet. It's just such a fucking hodgepodge of it's insane, the deception that this country has lived under. And I learned about it during the Desert Storm era, but I was like, yeah, whatever, let's go drink beer. Let's go get drunk. And it didn't sink in. So I had to be a part of my own war. Operation Iraqi bullshit, and I saw it for myself. I was not at the front line, but I was at the base where all of the equipment came in, even the Marines. They all met there, and then boom-de, 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 Iraq, shock and awe. And then every morning I wake up in this really fancy hotel, the Panorama in Hanya, and I'd wake up and I'd turn on the TV, but turn down the volume. And it would just be, I just watched the news of us bombing the fuck out of it, for 39 days. And then I'd go to work and be a part of doing it. How fucking weird is that? And then I come back and everybody's like, yay, but they didn't see the Marines that came back. The Marines came back and put them in a hangar for freaking, they didn't know what to do with them. These guys were so shell-shocked. And they got back and they just put them in a hangar with the equipment. They just were sleeping in their tanks, and it was like Tent City in a hangar with a bunch of Marines. But these guys were fucking, their brains were broken because they just killed a whole lot of people in real life. There's a lot different between talking about it and training about it and then doing it. And then some of these guys, it broke their brains so much they did things to people that will make their mothers and grandmothers cry. And their children too. Okay, so birth chart. I went off on a tangent. We'll go back to birth chart. So I'll periodically go back stuff and look up stuff. And today I looked up my North Node because I was reminded how the North Node tells us why we are here and what our purpose for on this incarnation on planet Earth. Our chart is a map.
It's a map.
But we give it the course and the direction of which it can go with the frequency that makes our heartbeat in conjunction with our minds, the electricity of our mind, guiding our soul sac, designating what we create. And look at all the people creating hell on earth. I saw the ugly side. Somebody said on a picture of my mom, I went through a blocking spree on TikTok because I'm just not putting up with it. I mean, like, say this shit to my face. That's the thing, is anything I say anywhere, I will say it to this person that I am, it's designated. I don't hide behind no little kitty logo and no. I'm going to say it to your face kind of person, and these people, and the world is just it's just the video guy, I guess, hiding behind, just video game, coward, just I'm going to say mean things and then run away. Must be a lot of cancers out there. I'm going to snap and then, don't hurt me. Fucking A. So North Node. So I looked up Sagittarius in North Node. That's what it was. Because that's what I got. Mine is Sagittarius. My North Node is 22 degrees in Sagittarius. So true lunar node in Sagittarius. And I also have it in my 6th house. So with your North Node in Sagittarius and Mom's Sun. See, and I'm following Sun because my father is the Aries. It's a beautiful story. I'm going to map it out one day. Mom Sagittarius, you know, they got kind of hot pants. So do Aries men. They was all fire so much that it burned shit down.
Oh, wow.
Then they made me. And then my brother, the Virgo. And then my dad also made another Virgo. Rest in peace, Jessica. Because because we have balance and we get to choose. Do we want to do what we want to do? Full throttle? Because my sister was a biker.
A biker?
She had her own Harleys and stuff, and her own leathers and all that. And her favorite song came across. She lets me know she's still here.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's just all what we're here to learn lessons in life. It's just how many people are going to just live the same day because it's too scary. You're just going to have to do it again. The lessons will be learned. It's what creator it's all about it. You know, either people want to be Luke Skywalker, they want to be Darth Vader. More people think it's cool to be Darth Vader after the change. It's okay, baby. You want up here? Here, let me help you. Come here. Want I lift? Come here. I got you.
Oh,
Good boy.
good
Is
boy.
that better? Good dog. Here, let me pass around the... Oh, no, you want to go up, miss?
Oh,
Come on over, handsome lady.
I know not.
She's too much to be pretty. She's too pretty to be she's handsome lady. Come on. Come on. Come on. Grandma's not going to get out of the chair yet. Know how many... She's looking at you like, hey, lady, don't you want to move? It's only 5 o'clock or 5:30. Come on. Let's go.
Moving on.
Come on, go girl. Go girl. Go girl. Go ahead. She says, I do not need your help. I think you do not. Anyway, so with your North Node in Sagittarius in the 6th house, your soul's purpose in this lifetime is to embrace the journey of discovering, seeking truth, and broadening your horizons, all while maintaining a solid routine and taking care of your health. you're kind of a cosmic Indiana Jones, but instead of searching for the Holy Grail, you're after the truth of existence. What a fun thing to do. Or be. What a fun thing to be. And instead of dodging booby traps, that was a little Goonies. You're navigating the world of daily tasks and health routines. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Because when I live in the shadow side, I'm drinking alcohol every day. People think I'm rude and yell at people and stuff now. No. Because I don't have any, believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff I don't say, like the lady on TikTok today that said that she would be watching for my mom's obituary because she'll be dead in 3-4 days. Oh. And I was like, I'm 50 years old, and there's somebody said, you look a lot older. I'm like, come say it to my face. Come say it to my face. I know these people are in Taos. I walk around a lot because I don't want to be like them. So just look for me at weird random times. I'm walking around. Just stop by, say, hey, you're mentally ill. Because that's all that they got. Or some other, one person, because I say, you must be born and raised. And they said, what it means to be born and raised, that somebody was born someplace and they've been there their whole life. And I'm like, no, it means so much more to me. It means the heart of the city beats as the people that fill the city. So there's so much neglect in Taos because it's run by neglectful people. See, there's plenty of money when it's this, like, 4 people when they want to do it. And they invite the city, come out, city, for the city court, come out and tell us all. But they schedule these meetings at times that people can't afford to take time off to go tell people, hey, but every now and again, there's something that significant comes up and the whole town shows up. The whole town shows up. And I have been to those meetings. I went to one about Torons because they want to bring more people here, but they can't accommodate the people that are already here. Hence, the population of number of travelers, there's more homeless people. I see more and more people passing through because more people are doing van life. We're well on our way to Mad Maxville. Because people they don't care about the spirit. And they're vulgar and they're trying to attack and and I'm like, dude, I gotta be mindful of when I'm trying to do that myself, because I don't want to be like them. So, and instead of dodging booby traps, you're navigating the world of daily tasks. And I have challenges with that every day because I want to bust loose and I want to go play here and I want to travel to there and I want to do all these things and I can't do things more than 2-hour increments. So, I just get to learn how to balance all that extra energy that I want to use going here and doing that by... Today we soaked Mom's feet. Twice. Huh, Ma? Her feet feel good though, huh? Yeah. We're going to wash hair tomorrow. Whoopee. No, we probably won't. It's going to be cold the next few days. We'll wait. So, now let's bring in the 6th house. This house is all about daily routines, health, and service to others. It's the house of keeping it all together. With your North Node here, you're being asked to balance your Sagittarian thirst for exploration with the need for a solid routine and good health habits. And like you're the globetrotter who also needs to remember to pack your toothbrush and floss. I'm big on dental hygiene. And I feel for a lot of people that because fucking... it's just crap. Like this, we live in a 3rd world country. We made this country what this country made other places. So, What goes around comes around. Your soul's purpose is not just about seeking truth and wisdom, but also about integrating these insights into your daily life. It's about being of service to others through your knowledge and wisdom. You're here to show that one can have wild adventures and still maintain a healthy lifestyle. That's what I'm here to do. I know my purpose. I'm trying to do it. I'm just in Taos, Mexico, and all they really care about is what color their chilies are. Whether they're green chilies or a red chili sauce. Which sauce wins? Christmas if you dare. Now go get those cosmic passport stamps, but remember to floss. Oh, it says, so your soul's mission. Be the adventurous, philosophical, with a well-planned itinerary and a gym membership. I don't have a membership. I just got my own dumbbells, but they work. They work. I do have a gut. That's where I hold my stress, in my lower intestine. Then I eat food that just sits there, like gluten. Extra gluten on the side, please. Anyway. So that was cool. Hey, Mental Pancakes, what's up? Anyway, so I don't know. They always do this. That's all they've ever done is they threaten to take away. I don't care if TikTok comes or go. It don't impact. I'll see less of the ugly in the world because comments, man, people are freaking unhinged, and it's just that people know it's. But that just also tells me that more and more people they're actually becoming more intuitive because they're dialing in to things to try and hurt people on purpose. Now, the thing is with great power comes great responsibility, so you can't be a dick. People would say I'm a dick. They would. Go look at my TikTok. I don't think I'm a dick. Not enough to threaten my mother's life. And what somebody said that she looked like she was 94. They're just trying to say things that are being hurtful because they know like. But that's the thing is like, I'm one of those people that nobody's gonna say anything worse than my parents, like anybody of significance has ever said to me, and there's no strangers of any significance, so it's like a veil of protection of like a level of I don't give a fuck that not a lot of people reach because I don't have to work. I don't have to go and tolerate bullshit. And that's why so many people are so mad is because people are getting priced out of everything. And I know what it feels like. That's why I have so many ideas on how to keep it frugal and how to keep your place warm, you know? Because there's a lot of off-grid living here in northern New Mexico. It's like it's been living in the past or future or whatever. It's like the 1990s. Like people, like all those off-grid places. I want to make a place that's nice. I think people that travel, I think they deserve better than freaking like squat like. So I want to make a place for poor people, just no rich people, no middle class. Hey, you got one of those big old huge pop out trailers, move it along. There's plenty of places you can pay $1,000 a month to go, live that best life. I'm talking about a place for throwaways. They can come crash like on a slab on the ground in a hammock. They could stay in a trailer. They can bring, it's a place for like moms that are trying to get out of a bad situation, things like that. Have a nice outdoor kitchen. They'll have the laundry facilities, places where they can shower, because there's so many people in this country that I fought so hard for Bullshit, 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 bullshit. We just blew up shit and killed a bunch of people that didn't deserve to die. That's all we did. So I'm trying to make up for that. See? I'm trying to raise the bottom. Kind of like that one guy in the Bible does. You know? The one that likes to flip tables. That's why I don't go to those cities sometimes, because I'm like, no, the planetary alignments, it ain't cool. I'm not gonna. I might end up flipping tables, and I'm sure that they want to give any opportunity to put me in front of their judge that I won't stand up in front of. I won't stand up in front of any judge in New Mexico. None of them that deserve that respect. None of them. That's how gross the system is here. I mean, it's you don't want to hear what I have to say, then they'll throw me away, and then no one will let the dogs out, no one will feed mom, and, you know, she would be gone in 3 days, or whatever that lady wished upon her, you know. I went to her page and freaking, like, in the name of fucking Western Jeshua, all of the gods, I rebuke your evil, and your fucking eyebrows too, because that's just... Why would you do that to your face on purpose? That's what I want to know. Like, I look at people and I'm just like, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Like, this is what they do on purpose. They want it to look like that way. Like, it's intentional. The things they do. I'd modified my speech and my teeth. That's that, because, and I sometimes, I would have left, kind of think I should have left my crooked smile. And then they read, but I'm not mad at my mom and dad no more. A lot of that dental is like thought process, toxins, like we think bad thoughts and it seeps toxins into it, they ooze out, you know, that's why people have like really bad breath. What have you been thinking? You know, what are you eating? What's your diet like? What are you consuming that it's like coming out like that? I've been, oh, Tucker got the good spot. He's actually very agile. Can you believe he just went down those stairs like that? You know it? He's just, God. Go Tuck, 14-year-old. Good boy, Tuck. See, they're just having their life experience. I'm just taking them along with me, you know? That's how we ended up in Taos, is just me keeping my family together, just trying to keep it together, just like my astrology set does, you know? I used to live in the shadow side, and then the consequence, man, it's not just me. This life is not just for me. The consequences of my actions impact my mom. So I stopped the behaviors that made me do stupid stuff. Like drop my wallet, go wandering off and drinking, hanging out with the demons. That's what I call today's talk, is exercising my demons. That's why I go walk around, is I think a lot, so that builds up a lot of kinetic energy in my body. And I can't leave a lot. I gotta, because I hate the cold. I hate the cold. So I got my dumbbells, and so whenever I feel powerless, I pick up my dumbbells and I do a set of 100, and then I put them down, and then I do this for a minute or so, and then I do another set of 100, and I do sets of 300, and then sometimes when Artie passed. I was like, whoa, in a very heightened state for a couple days, but it was so beautiful. Anyway, I was still very powerless, so I was like, you could see, like, based on videos, go back 7 years, based on like how I am mentally with my physique, but I didn't start lifting the weights until 3 years ago. So starting from there. And that's when I decided instead, you know, and I still eat, like, Mom and I'll get us a freaking $8-9 freaking piece of cake, because everything's priced for visitors, for the out-of-towners that can pay for it. It's just, Greed, man, it's taken over the planet, and now they're getting the consequence. So I'm glad that a lot of people are starting their health journey. But when I was doing like sets of 3-4 sets a day, and like times where we've had to move and I didn't know where we were gonna go. I just got to get it out. I got to get my yah-yahs out, because if I don't, it just sits in me, and I just start thinking. I just start getting mean. It's the demons. Because it just gives me time to sit and think, and I'm listening to all the freaking wicked around me. I'm a very highly energetic, sensitive being, psychic, intuitive, ESP. I'm a case study for sure. I have been for a very long time. You know what's funny, Ma?
What's that?
Is that I remember when I was 12. What year did it come out? Actually, let me look it up. I want to be accurate. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter, handsome man? Oh. So they came out in 1979, but I didn't get mine until I was like 10. So 1983. So 9. We lived on Manzanita at 9, 10. Yeah. Because it helped pass the time, because I would just... Because 11 hours on a Greyhound bus every Christmas and all the holidays, like, and it's freaking California, like the valley, like it's, and they stop at every little side town, and like, because I would just get a map and I would just look at it, I'm like, we could already be there, like if we do, I did the math of the speed and stuff, and I made it in 6 hours one time. But that was the fastest I ever made it. Anyway, so Walkman helped. And now all over freaking social media, I see all these people, they have... Benny, are you falling off the dang bed, turd boy? You okay, bud? Oh. Good dogs. I'm glad to see more people, using their extra energy. Except, and then what happens is if people are still caring too much about those earthly, chasing sensation things, like what my understanding is like you detoxify your body and you work on your body, and then you're like, okay, now I can go. That helps me do my everyday things, right? But people don't do that. They use whatever they get from that to like take advantage of other sexes, to do things they shouldn't be, cheat on their, like they look good, so gym flings, all that stuff, like they take it and then they do things with it that they shouldn't, so it's about finding balance and using your excess energy to like, you know who the old ladies are in the street. Everybody knows who. They all could use some help. Like there's always people that there's like grandkids that there's kids. Their parents are off being New Mexico parents, off doing their blues and booze and freaking. So grandparents, like the grandparents and the grandkids, they're taking care of each other, But that doesn't leave a lot of room for maintenance and stuff like that. So a lot of people, they need stuff. They need maintenance done, but there's no programs for that. No, the locals around, like, I know a lady, she just had to have freaking, like, $6,000, like, $6,000, like, 5 or 6, to change her gas system out from the road. And then they did all that, and the guy wanted to charge her like $1,200 to light her furnace. Yeah. And I said, dude, these people, they're ripping people off. They're freaking not exercising. They're letting the demons win. And there's consequences to that. I know I lived those for a lot of years. I was thinking about some of those consequences because I was looking for something and I came across, there's an old TV show called Trading Places, and I like her name, what, she was a Leo. I don't really like, I see the parts in myself that I don't like in me in Leo women. I'll leave it at that. And so she was a Leo, and she had really pretty hair, and she was one of the designers on Trading Places. Trading Spaces? Trading Spaces. It was a show on TLC. And so the casino in Council Bluffs, Iowa, always had, like, they had good shows. It was a good venue. And they had all kinds of different stuff. And they had, like, Sylvia Brown, the psychic. That was a packed room. They had a meet and greet for some of the people on trade. And so I had a picture taken with that, the Amy chick. She was the carpenter on the show. And I found that picture. And, like, that Eliza, that one, I haven't looked up on her in a year, but I met her in Kansas City. She had a little dog when I met her. That's how I met her. She was letting her little dog out smoking a cigarette for the show. And so I went up and, like, got pictures of the dog and stuff because I was just started my videography. That was, like, back in 2004. And then Chelsea Handler and Joe Coy. I saw them both twice. Or I saw, no, Joe Coy twice, and Chelsea Handler, because I saw them together in Miami, or not Miami, in, what's that one place? Tampa. But I ain't never been to the Disney Worlds, because that's all stuff I ain't into. It's heebie-jeebie stuff. We went to, I remember when I was 2, I have a lot of childhood memories, but I have missing gaps. So, like when I was older that I shouldn't have. So, because I remember so much stuff when I was like 2 and younger. Like early, because I had early trauma, so I disassociated the first time when I was 10 months old. So, when you do that, you get bird's eye view. You get, that makes you freaking hypersensitive. Just like you're in the club after your first disassociation. And I think about, God bless them, all the people that are disassociating now for all kinds of reasons. Like all the freaking, and I mentioned it, right? I said, this North Carolina thing, it's not just going to be the suck that's happening now. It's going to be the perpetual suck that's going to transpire. It's like, it's going to be a lingering suck. Because winter's coming, and now it's here. You know? But there's people everywhere in need. There's a lot of people that like to be out on the road, too, though. They still like to come in out of the cold and have a place every now and again. So we'll see what comes up on January 19th, huh? I saw one chick, she did the astrology on it. She did a little video on the astrology of it. So, life is just a story. It's just, it's just made up, comprised of freaking. I remember when I first started paying attention to corporations. I worked at a Mexican restaurant called Chevy's Mexican Restaurant. It was Fresh Mex, and it was headquartered out of San Francisco, and they had locations kind of California, and then kind of trickled other places, just where people in corp they want to live. Like if they have someone in headquarters, because it's every corporation is a club, and they will support the people that they give a crap about and piss on the other minions. And so, like, say Frank, comes in and says, family wants to go ski out in freaking, Vail, so let's open one in Colorado. Let's do it. Okay, yeah. So they build a mothership. They build the building that's similar to all the other buildings, and then they bring the best crew from all the other buildings, and then they hire, and then they open, and then they run for a little while, and then they go. Then they had crews of people that would just go around and open restaurants like that, you know, because you have people that want to live place and do things. They'll put the money in yeah. So and then I was a busser. I did everything. I'm a jack of all tirades, really. I didn't have anything else to do a lot of times, so I'd pick up a lot of extra shifts and stuff. Because I've always been a hard worker. And so I would pick up extra shifts watching dishes or whatever they would let me do. Like, whatever. I didn't bartend. And I didn't waitress, but I would, yeah. Anyway, so I was always the grunt work person. So, but, so they would come in and they'd say, okay, I'd have meetings at like 8 o'clock on Sunday mornings. In the restaurant business, a lot of these guys aren't even getting home until 1, 2 o'clock, you know, later on freaking busy nights on weekends and stuff. And they're all strung out and spun out and everything, and they have meetings at 8 o'clock in the morning, and just to tell us that, okay, this is how we've had the table tents. This is how they were set up, and then show us a diagram. This is how they need to be now. You have to have the salt, pepper on this side, and I'm just like, you people are fucking ridiculous human beings. Like, they go on vacations to talk about ways how they can just like do stupid shit and waste money just so they don't have to like pay taxes on it and stuff. It's all racketeering, man. I looked up racketeering today. See, I looked up a couple things today. Isaac Walton. But I looked up at racketeering. So racketeering is a type of organized crime in which the perpetrators set up a coercive, fraudulent, extortionary, or otherwise illegal coordination scheme or operation, a racket, to repeatedly or consistently collect a profit. Kind of sounds like all insurance companies to me. That's why on all these, for years I'm calling out, oh, that's misappropriation of funds. Oh, that's racketeering. Oh, you know, because they don't care about people. Because they don't exercise their demons. To repeatedly, collect a profit. The term racketeering was coined by the Employers Association of Chicago. Oh, Chicago, the mobster. That's why America, like, fucking, dude, that, like, who's the president right now? The guy that's supposed to be? I can't bear to say it. The guy thinks he's a gangster. His whole life he's done gangster things because he watched gangster movies with his dad, and then they got stuck in this mind frame. Only he was in a position of advantage because he lied, cheat, stole, pardoned. You know, like the level of ick that guy is. My last name has ick in it, and ick. That guy is fucking icky, dude. Anyway, the gangster mentality. So every bro that oh, they're like love Godfather. I'm like, I couldn't sit through any. I'm like, this shit's stupid, dude. Like, why are they romanticizing doing? It's just they do terrible things repeatedly, and terrible things happen. It's hard enough as it is. Chasing sensations, egotism, power, control. It was coined by the Employers Association of Chicago in June 1927 in a statement about the influence of organized crime in the Teamsters Union. they're all bullies to me. They're all do it how we want it or we will freaking bend you over and cause great harm. I'm a product of it. I see it all over this thing. Other people that have been harmed. It don't matter. They just were hurt. And too many people get too much pleasure out of hurting people in America. And that makes me sorry for my service. In a statement, okay, so specifically, a racket was defined by this coinage as being a service that calls forth its own demand and would not have been needed otherwise. Insurance. Insurance. It's always been insurance. And think every system is designed so the people that make up the system can have a good life. It's never about the people. Only the people they charge so much so that they can have all these vacations because they don't care because money ain't a thing. Power can, we're not humans. We have no souls to those. And now more people have gotten are on this weird frequency. Like it's weird this break inside, like what's cool, what people deem cool. I kind of knew we were kind of headed in kind of a wrong direction when America made Jackass 2 the #1 movie 2 weeks in a row. Like, and back then, a lot of people went to movies. Like, the world ain't the same place as it was. I've seen this world evolved. I think, like I said, I started reading the Bible. And I'm only in Genesis 2, and it's already not adding stuff. The math ain't mathin'. I'm like, this is going to take me forever to read. Because it's like, why do they repeat everything? Why do they say things like, why? It doesn't. So is the Bible half as long because they just repeat themselves throughout the whole thing? That's stupid. I know it's a code and all that stuff. But I have other things to do, and I don't like reading. Reading isn't fun for me because I'm always thinking about different perceptions of what I'm reading. I wonder if other people, when they read, they just get a story on the page. Because I'm looking at it like a lot of different ways. I'm sure other people do that too. Well, I don't have the time to read. Like, people sit and they'll just get lost. I'm like, dude, there's people that, like, need help out here in the world. You think maybe you could do that, like, next to an old lady while she's watching TV? See, but I don't trust people to hang out with my mom. No county, city, and just, I wonder if it's, and I've done talks about that several times in the last year about what racketeering insurance is because, like, you don't get in accidents, you don't got to pay people, and then you fix people's stuff and premium, and they just keep changing the rules. And I can't stand when people keep changing the rules that advantage themselves, the business, the corporation, and don't the people. Like, nobody should be paying for anything on planet Earth. The idea of money is just stupid anyway to me. It's so dumb. Like, I've been so stressed in my life because I gotta come up with fucking money to give to a corporation that don't fucking care. But I gotta do it because I gotta take care of my mom. And they don't make organizations that, and it's not just me. So many people that are sick for reasons or hurt, like they can't go to work because someone they love slammed their head in a car door. Or the dude I came across last night who his mom became diabetic because his dad tried to kill her and it freaking took out her pancreas and tried to kill him too. There's demons in this world and people need to get themselves fit. Because there's a fight coming. And I didn't want it to happen. Because I've been to war. And I see what it does to people. But people haven't. They have an idea of what it's like from TV, and it's much different. And they're gonna lash out, and they're gonna let the demons win, and there's gonna be a lot of collateral damage. And this will be the end of America. And we will rebuild something better for everyone. And I got that colonial blood in me. I got it. I'm going to use my Freemason blood. I'm going to use all the advantage to blast out the truth. To put the darkness, blast it with light. And show people, you gotta take care of people you love, not support the systems that don't care about the people you love. So we have to learn to circumvent. I'm trying to I want to have a farm, and I won't charge anybody for any of the food that I produce. Not ever. I'll just use it for the outdoor, to support the outdoor kitchen for people that just need a place to go because they don't got no other place to go. Look at all these CEOs that are dying. How many fake deaths are we going to see, huh? How many? Because they're just going to go scurry off into their little bunkers. You know? How would you keep water out of ventilation systems? That's the thing, is ventilation systems. It don't matter how deep your bunker is. You gotta have ventilation systems to pump air out from deep within the earth. Water is gonna seep down into all these billionaire bunkers. Oh, I'm sure they'll close it off for a while. It'll be because they don't think about this stuff like this. Like, engineers don't think about stuff like. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe they do. I've never been into a bunker. I've seen pictures of them, and I have been in Stratcom, which is like supposedly like 10 floors beneath. You know, where they push the button, where the button is. Because, you know, my generation, I watch war games. Oh, no! Intelligence artificial is going to take over and kill us all. And now what's happening? I just have been waiting for it my whole life, honestly. I just have been waiting for it to happen. Because with the freaking people that don't say no to themselves, man, the stuff that they say. Okay, so before my grandma died, I had gotten sober, and I was calling her drunk too, but I had gotten sober. So I did get to make my amends to her, right? Like a month before she died. I saw her on Thanksgiving 2004, and then she died the 23rd of December that year. And her birthday was like the 11th of December or something like that. Yeah, that's what it was. So I would call her, and then I would ask her questions. And so I started when the guys some of the guys in my shop, they're from like small town. Like, no, where was he from? New Jersey. But he was like an outdoorsy guy. No, where was he from? Anyway, but a lot of guys would like to fish, and so I would go so I started fishing because I fished when I was a little girl, and I was like, all right, now I can afford to do it, right? So, my grandma, Edith W. Hessick, Edith Walton Hessick, she would tell me stories about how her great-great-great-great-grandfather wrote the first fishing book on fishing. And I said, well, that's interesting that it's in our blood. Oh. Like, it's in our DNA. Like, you know, like, But my dad doesn't fish. My brother would be like, ew. They're not like outdoorsy men, but I always was the outdoors person. What, Marge? Outdoorsman. But I don't identify. You can't even say that because I don't identify a man. I'm not a dude. I don't want to be a man. It's cool. Whatever. I'm not envious. I assure you that. There's no envy anywhere ever. Anyway, focus, Marjo. So then I would start, and I've looked across, it's popped up, and through the years I've looked it up and stuff, and I looked it up this morning. So Isaac Walton, it says baptized, but that's not his. I don't think it's different, because back then the verbiage is so different. And anyway, so baptized 21 September 1593 to 15 December, so 21 September 1593 to 15 December 1683. That's 90. Yeah, that's what he lived, a long time. So fucking A, longevity. Mom has longevity on her side too. Mom has an aunt that lived to be 104. So they live. Every living thing lives as long as it wants to live. Or like, evidently we picked this. I don't know. I go back and forth with that. So anyway, he was an English writer, best known as the author of the Complete Angler. He also wrote a number of short biographies, including one of his friend, John Donne. They have been collected under the title of Walton's Live. Here's a picture of him. But I'm also native. I got a lot of inner conflict. So, I exercise my demons. I gotta scroll down. So this was their house, the Walton House at 120 Chancery Lane, occupied from 1627 to 1644. From Old and New London, Walter Thornbury in 1872. Born at Stafford around 1593, Walton moved to London in his teens, where he worked as a linen draper in the capital. They always get the good jobs. See, I could have been just as successful. I just wasn't willing to throw my mother away. That's the only difference. Is that I honor my mother. And everybody, it's just weird. People want you to be like them. So they want you to do what they've done. And I don't want to be like them. Well, okay, so it's funny because the last W-2 I got was a company, and it was headquartered in Tewkesbury, UK. Oh my God, when corporate would come over. Oh my God. They just ooze pretension. Like, and then he knocked up, it's just drama. Just whatever, hilarity. I always, because I was IT, I had to support the most freaking pretentious, arrogant people that always went off on conferences, and it's just all bullshit. It's all money laundering. All of it. I'm like, dude, there's people living on the street, and these people just, get free lunches all the time. They don't even have a care in the word. It's crazy. Anyway, so there's the connection to the 50th parallel. I looked it up. It's like 52, and I got a plus or minus 2 rule, so it fits. Because I've been on a lot of parallels. A royal during the... Okay, so... In the capital, he befriended the poet and clergyman John Donne, a royalist. During the English Civil War, Walton returned to his home country of Staffordshire, settling at Swallowford following the royalist defeat at Marstone Moor in 1644. Though Walton had returned to London by 1650, his experiences at Swallowford provided material for the Complete Angler. I looked it up. They're like 300 bucks. Like, I gotta order them from the UK. I don't know if I'm there yet. So, a celebration of the art, because I think I can find them less than that someplace. Anyway, a celebration of the art and spirit of fishing, first published in 1653. Throughout his life, Walton published biographies of subjects including Donny and Henry Wotton. These were later collected as Walton's Lives. Walton's literary admirers have included Charles Lamb, and he gives his name to places and organizations in his native country, the United States, and Kenya. Walton left his residence at Swallowford to the local poor. Gee, could that be in my blood, taking care of poor people? It's now maintained as a museum to his legacy. The register of his baptism on 21 September 1593 gives his father's name Jervis or Jarvis. His father, who was an innkeeper as well as a landlord of a tavern. There's a lot of alcoholics in my fucking dad. Died before Isaac was 3, being buried in February 1956 as Jarvis Walton. His mother then married another innkeeper by the name of Bourne, who later ran the Swan in Stafford. Isaac also had, and it's spelled Izaak, because I've seen it spelled with C before too. I've seen it spelled all kinds of ways. Also had a brother named Bourne, who later ran the Swan in Stafford. Isaac also had a brother named Ambrose, as indicated by an entry in the parish register recording the burial in March 1595-96 of an Ambrosius Filius Jervis Walton. His date of birth was traditionally given as 9 August 1953. However, this date is based on a misinterpretation of his will, which he began on 9 August. And my grandpa, which he was a Leo, he was born on August 7th. But not 1683. So I see commonalities, and I bet if I looked into other people's lines and heard their stories, I would see their thread too. He is believed to have been educated in Stafford before moving to London in his teens. He is often described as an ironmonger, which is like a blacksmith, essentially. But he's trained as a line draper, a trade which came under the Ironmongers Company. It's all the club, man. We've been in the club as long as the club existed, but I tell them they're not doing it right, and then they don't like it, so I'm not allowed in their clubs. He had a small shop in the upper Stony of Thomas Gresham's Royal Bourse or Exchange in Cornhill. In 1614, he had a shop in Fleet Street, 2 doors west of Chancery Lane in the parish of St. Dunstan's. He became burgher and churchwarden of the church and a friend of the vicar, John Donne. He joined the Ironmongers Company in November 1618. Walton's first wife, Rachel Floud, married December 1626, was the great niece of Archbishop Kramer. She died in 1614. He soon remarried to Anne Clyn. Yeah, men and my dad, they can't be alone. My dad was a rogue. He has been single for a long time, but for a long time, no, couldn't. Well, I don't know. He always has people around him. He soon remarried to Anne Ken, who appears as blah. was the stepsister of Thomas Ken, afterwards Bishop of Bath and Wells. After the Royalist defeat, I'm almost done because I'm getting bored of reading. Where's the part? After the Royalist defeat of Marston Moor in 1614, Walton retired from his trade. The last 40 years of his life were spent visiting eminent clergy and others who enjoyed fishing, compiling the biographies of people he liked and collecting information. Not much of what I do on my YouTube channel, really, for the complete angler. He went to live just north of his birthplace at a spot between the towns of Stafford and Stone, where he had bought some land edged by a small river. I've lived by water before. God, this is just crazy. His land and a lot of synchronicity. Swafford included a farm and a parcel of, and it enforces more beliefs that I'm coming to the conclusions to. I'm not going to talk about it tonight. Parcel of land, however, by 1650 he was living in Clockwell, London. I'm going to look all these places up later. I looked up the first one, then I had to go do something else. He published the first of his 7 biographies of clergymen, The Life of John Donne, 1640. The first edition of his most famous book, The Complete Angler, was published in 1653. It was expanded and republished in 4 additional editions. Following the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, it was disclosed that Isaac was a staunch royalist supporter. I'm not. Who had aided the royalists when at great personal risk he managed to safeguard one of the crown jewels referred to as Little George following Charles II's defeat at the Battle of Worcester. Walton was entrusted with returning it to London from where it was smuggled out of the country to Charles II, who was then in exile. So yeah, that doesn't seem like it was the right thing to do. Anyway, the self will run riot when people don't rise above their astrology, when they don't do better than their desires, when they're just all living that best life. It doesn't end well for a lot of people. Not even people get caught up, man, in people that just want power, and the change is upon us, folks. Civilizations last 250 years because human beings just can't get it right. Because the people, the beings of the earth, I'll say that. The ones with thumbs, they can't fucking get their shit together. Because they all want to frickin' just sit. Hoo-ha-wee. Sparkly things, fabulous prizes. Bullshit nonsense that don't make no sense. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. I don't know what I did with the mouse. Is it upside down? Well,